let's compare the brand new Hasbro Lady Deathstrike with the 2006 Toy Biz Lady Deathstrike. Is the Hasbro version worth the upgrade? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome to A Dude's Nerdery. Yuriko appeared in the 90s X-Men Season 3 episodes Out of the Past Parts 1 and 2. This review will use Lady Deathstrike's appearance in those episodes as the benchmark. Part 1, Face Sculpt. I mean, there is just a clear, definitive upgrade here with the Hasbro version, if you couldn't tell, versus the 2006 Toy Biz version. Just from like the flesh tone, where you know, this is like the nice matte finish and this is shiny. The lips are painted better. I mean, you actually have just like a beautiful, striking face here. I mean, look at the expression with the eyebrows. You can see the eyes. Although in fairness here, in part of the 90s X-Men show, her eyes kind of do glow there for a little bit. Also just love the coloring here on her cap, and then the way the hair flows to the side, kind of like the wind's pushing through this way, where this is just coming back. Again, man, for 2006 Toy Biz, like, I've really enjoyed this figure quite a bit, but clearly given the point to Hasbro on this one. Part 2, the torso. This one's actually going to be a little bit more interesting because we are comparing this to the look from the 90s X-Men cartoon. Little factoid I read, from the 90s X-Men, the producer slightly altered her comic look to cover her midriff area here, making her appearance just a little bit more modest. So this Yuriko is more comic accurate, where this is accurate to the 90s X-Men show, so I do give it points for that. The other thing I really like about this is this looks like leathery and weathered, and it has a black wash running through it. Where I do like this tan. I mean, again, it all looks very nice, but I wish they would have maybe used this aesthetic and put a little wash through it. I think it would have made it look more interesting. So other thing is Toy Biz has a crunch and a torso swivel, whereas Hasbro has a 360-degree swivel only. All right, for this one, I got to give the point to Toy Biz. More accurate to the 90s X-Men, and I love how this looks more like leather, and it has a nice black wash running through it. Part 3. Another difference are the underoos. Toy Biz just has brown ones that match the legs, whereas the Hasbro has a red sash and belt, which actually matches the 90s X-Men cartoon. Point, Hasbro. Search for hands. The Toy Biz hands have crazy long fingers, and you could see that they just painted the adamantium nails onto the end, and then it kind of just bleeds through these fingers, which I think has just been rubbed off over time. One other thing that's cool about these hands is that they have a hinge at the palm. So it just makes this crazy menacing look, and then they do rotate 360 degrees. Dude, these are just gnarly looking hands. So the Hasbro, I mean, definitely looks cleaner, and there's some really cool detail in those hands. You could see like her knuckles. I mean, look at the structure to the hands, and then you can see the adamantium kind of bleeding out. This wrist rocks north and south, and then check out how clean the adamantium fingernails are. This hand also has the adamantium bleeding through it, but it rocks side to side. Toy Biz hands are more accurate to how they looked in the cartoon. However, one cannot deny how well done Lady Deathstrike's new hands are. Have to give these ladies a tie. Part 5 are the arms. Hasbro has adamantium running up through the forearms of each hand, and then you have a white sash which hangs open, and it adds a really cool effect to how the figure looks. And what I like is this look mimics the cartoon really well. She has a 90-degree bend at the elbow and one red sash on each arm. Toy Biz Yuriko has some crazy mechanical arms. Holy cow, look at those things, man. How cool does she look, man? I mean, these massive claws and these mechanical arms. These are not accurate to the 90s X-Men cartoon at all, but I just have to acknowledge and appreciate these. And check out that double pin elbow joint bends all the way back, and then you have a 360 rocker at the forearm as well. And then these ties, you have multiple red ties, so it just looks super visually interesting. Hasbro gets the point for being well executed and on par with the 90s X-Men cartoon. But dude, you have to acknowledge how cool the Toy Biz version looks. 6 legs. Hasbro legs kick out nice and wide, rotate at the thighs, pinless double knee joint, no rocker at the calf, rocker at the foot.
Toy Biz does not kick out very wide or up and back very far. It's just a different system they had in place. Double pin knee joint that kicks all the way back. Rocker back and forth at the ankle. And then you also have rotation at the calf. I gotta give this one a tie as well. They both have different points of articulation in different places. Hasbro has the pinless knee joints, the cartoon accurate coloration of the Toy Biz. Part 7. Feet. Hasbro's on the left and has nice flat feet. Toy Biz is on the right, little wider, little larger, peg in the front, peg in the back. Tie for feet.
Let's recap. Toy Biz wins for the torso. Hasbro wins for the face, arms, and underoos. They tied for hands, legs, and feet. By a score of 3.5 to 2, Hasbro Lady Deathstrike is the clear winner. Man, I gotta admit, for a 15-year-old figure, the Toy Biz version holds up extremely well, and I'm gonna continue to be happy to have it in my display. So, if you have the old one, is it worth the upgrade? I'd say it's your call based on what the figure means to you or your collection. If you don't have her, I highly recommend it and say it's a must-own for any 90s X-Men fan. Let me know in the comments below which figure you think deserves to break Wolverine's heart. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me in the Nerdery. Please like and subscribe to join the noble quest of building this action figure collection. See you real soon.